Welcome to Learn English Live. My name is Cheri, and I will be your presenter or your teacher for this evening. So if you could please let me know that you can hear me and you can see me, that would be great. Just post in the chat so I can see. If you are able to hear me and see me, let me know. That would be fantastic. So let's see who we have here. Anna, welcome Anna and Gertrudis. You are the first two students here. And let's see who else we have with us today. We have Michelle is here. Hello, Michelle. And Mohsin, Jonathan, great to see you, Jonathan. And May, I know you might be on your way to work. And Alex, nice to meet you, Alex. I don't know if we've met before, so nice to meet you. Thank you, Gertrudis, for letting me know. So thanks so much for waiting. I thought I was live and I was talking, and I'm looking at the chat and I'm seeing you guys are still talking to each other, but you weren't talking to me, so I had to hit that button again. So thanks for waiting, guys. It is Tuesday evening and it is 7:04 where I live p.m. It is my daughter's 15th birthday, but wait, she did not arrive until about 8:30 p.m. So she's not quite 15 yet. So you receive you 5 on 5. Awesome. And so, Alex, good evening. Andre, good evening. Nice to see you. Oh, I have spoken to some students at a school in Indonesia, and it was a lot of fun. That is definitely one of the places that I would love to travel to, is Indonesia. So, I hope you guys are having a great day. This lesson is going to focus on pronunciation of the long vowel sounds. Now, last week, 2 weeks ago, we had a lesson on the short vowel sounds. And the short vowel sounds are more challenging typically for non-native speakers to learn how to pronounce. So I anticipate that you may find the lesson on the long vowels to be a bit easier than what you found the short vowel sounds to be. So Alex, oh yes, Alex, Ecuador. Yes, now I'm remembering. I have a dear friend from Ecuador, and I'm hoping to travel there once COVID is no longer an issue. Ecuador is actually the first place I'm planning to travel. So that's fantastic. So let's get started, guys. What do you say? We're going to work on pronunciation. This will mean that you are going to need to say the words and sentences out loud as we do the lesson. So please make sure to get the full benefit of this lesson, that you are saying these words out loud and then also listening to my pronunciation so you can try and mirror my pronunciation to the best of your ability. Remember to be patient. It is not always going to sound the same. My pronunciation is not perfect either, and I've been living here and speaking English my entire life. There are different ways to pronounce the sounds, but I'm going to try and pronounce the sounds and words in the most neutral accent possible. Okay, so let's just take one last look. We've got... Yes, so let's go ahead and get started, friends. Thanks for joining. Remember to support Learn English Live. Please attend our live streams. Share about Learn English Live with your friends who are also wanting to learn English. Robin does a fantastic job supporting the community around the world of individuals who want to learn to speak English fluently. So let's get started. So we have over 40 phonemes in English. 20 of these sounds are vowel sounds. And I spoke during my last pronunciation lesson about how vowels do not get the love they deserve. They deserve lots of love, guys. We need to pay attention to our vowel sounds. We learn them right away, but then we get focused on the consonants for a lot of reasons, but the vowel sounds are important too. Danilo, hello from New York. Nice to see you. So let's take a look. Students will often want to practice pronunciation of consonants. I often will have people say, hey, can you help me work on the TH sound? Can you help me work on the ch sound? And I'm glad to assist students in doing that, but please pay attention to those vowel sounds as well. So the long vowels are pretty simple in that they're pronounced by saying their letter name. Long A, long E, long I, long O, and long U. A-E-I-O-U. One of the first things that you probably learned when you began your journey towards becoming an English speaker. Okay, hello Huda, nice to see you here. There is a moth that's flying around. Oh goodness, so the long vowel sounds are often the easiest for non-native speakers to be able to identify and then also in turn pronounce. So let's talk about how the vowel sounds are the meat of words. What I mean by that is they are the anchor. Think about it. We count our syllables based on our vowels. That's how we know how many. We look at the vowel. Oh, there's 3 vowels. Let's count the syllables. They are the meat. They are the anchor of the words. Vowels add the meaning to the words. If you change the vowel, it can often completely change the meaning of the word. So let's look at an example. Next, first, we're going to talk about the schwa sound. The schwa is not a long vowel sound. It is definitely a short vowel sound. It is the unstressed short vowel. It is the most commonly used vowel sound in the English language. But the long vowel sounds are still important. And I see here that I'm going to make a correction here, folks, because I see I did not have a period. Although the schwa is the most commonly used vowel sound, let's do a comma. The long vowel sounds are important. There we go. That's better. So let's take a look at 2 words that help us maybe understand a little bit more about the importance of our vowels. We have bead and bide. So I can't hear you right now, but I want you guys to say these words. Ready? Let's say it together. Bead, bead, bide. We change the vowel. It moves from a bead, and let's see if I can find a bead. So this looks like a bead. It's actually the top of some perfume, which I'm going to put some on because, you know, it's always nice to smell nice, right? Too bad you guys can't smell it. It smells really good. But beads. We often wear beads on necklaces. So my necklace here, there are beads on my necklace. Beads that are on the chain. I will try and find it for you. Here we go. Beads. These are beads. Beads that are on the necklace on the end of my necklace, a bead. Then we also have bide. Long I bide, and that means we're going to bide some time. I'm trying to bide time in this lesson to see if there will be more students that join us. Bide. Okay, so change the vowel. It can completely change the meaning of the word. All right, guys, so remember, you can ask questions as we go through the lesson. I'd be more than happy to answer them. We're focusing on vowels and specifically that's a hard word to say, specifically. Let's practice that word. It starts with the blend, a consonant cluster, the SP, specifically, 4 syllables, specifically. You try, specifically. That's a tough word, specifically. The long vowel sounds are what we're focusing on. However, if you have other questions about vowels, feel free to ask, and I'll do my best to get to those answers. So I am no longer drinking the big cans of soda. I am trying to be more health conscious, exercising, and trying to eat healthier because COVID has decreased my activity level. And so I need to be more aware of what I'm putting into my body. Specifically, yes, Mosine, specifically. Okay, so let's get started on the long vowel sound. So Michelle, bide. We're going to bide some time. We are going to try and capture some time, slow time down. You can also bid someone, you can say goodbye. I bid you adieu. And then bide would be a form of that. Bide. All right. So long vowels we have cape for our long A, cape, cape. The long E, tea, tea. Guys, I don't drink tea. I know that's crazy. It is probably the most popular drink besides water, right? Or coffee. Maybe coffee is. I don't drink tea or coffee. I, long I, write. I, write. O, rope, rope. Now, you need to be saying these with me, okay? To get the full impact of this lesson, you're saying these words with me. And then the long U is do, do. The last A in no sound, specifically. Yes, you are, that is one of the aspects of co-articulation. You don't say specifically, specifically. You move right over it. It pushes together. Is a long but must be at the second letter. No, you can have a long vowel at the beginning of a word. Amen. Amen is what I would say at the end of a prayer. Amen. That's the long A. It can be the first. Okay, so the long A vowel sound is essentially a two-part sound. So this is the description of how to pronounce or produce the long A. Begin with the tongue pushed somewhat forward in your mouth, but in a neutral position. Forward, slightly, neutral. Neutral meaning it's not high, it's not low, it's kind of in the middle to produce the A. Then, as your jaw closes slightly, the body of your tongue is going to move upward until it is near that tooth ridge. So the tooth ridge is it's actually called the alveolar ridge, but it's right behind your top two teeth. You can feel it with your tongue and it's bumpy. That's why it's called a ridge. It's similar to the position of the Y sound. When you make a Y sound, Y, Y. So tongue in a neutral position, A, and then it's going to move. A, move slightly. The front sides of the tongue touch the inside of the top teeth at the end of the sound. A. And you know what? My tongue doesn't get quite that far. A. But it's close. Let's try it again. 5 times. Ready? A. Short bursts are different than when you do a longer verse. Let's say A. You can get a better feel for the movement if you do the long version. A. Okay? Let's continue. Here is a word using our long vowel sound, and it's something that I don't like. I'm not afraid of spiders. Big insects really do not scare me. I do not like snakes. Ever since I was a small child, I would have nightmares about snakes falling from the sky, actually. Snakes falling on top of me. I don't know why. So let's practice this word. Snake, 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 snake. A, sn, a, k, snake. Now, I gave you a trickier word because the long vowel sounds, like I said, are a little easier to produce. So, snake. I am afraid of snakes. We've got a couple of different long A vowel sounds here in the sentence. I am afraid. Not a long A. Aid. Afraid. There's your first long vowel, A sound, of snakes. All right, now let's push it all together. I am afraid of snakes. I am afraid of snakes. Are you afraid of snakes? Let me know, guys. In the chat box, share with me. Let me know if you're afraid of snakes. And we can even make it shorter and more similar to what a native English speaker would say. I'm afraid of snakes. We would change that to a contraction. I'm afraid of snakes. So, who's afraid of snakes? Let me know in the chat if you guys are afraid of snakes. It's quiet chat today. Let me know. So, yes. So May is afraid of snakes. Snake. Yes. I am afraid of snakes too. Even if they are smaller snakes, they're still scary to me. Okay, so let's talk about our next word, which is train. And Jonathan doesn't like snake. Michelle, I am going to do a lesson on diphthongs because diphthongs can get a bit tricky. Train. Oh, Anna is afraid of frogs. Very interesting. So, Anna, then maybe you would not like this. I use my frog all the time with my students, with my young students. Dwee, hi Dwee, good to see you. Dwee is afraid of snakes because snakes can bite suddenly. Yes. Snakes can kill people, especially if you live somewhere that you're not able to seek medical treatment quickly. Yeah, Jonathan, I wondered that same thing. Is it a frog? It looks like a frog in the emoji. Anna, is it not a frog? Is it a snake? Let me know. So let's talk about this word, train. Train. Long A. Train. You can feel it with this particular word. You can feel how it is a combination of the two sounds together. A train. I live near train tracks, which it's true. I do live near train tracks. And maybe, I don't know if you guys can sometimes hear during my lives, you might be able to hear the train going by. I know Robin has when we've had some meetings. He's like, is that a train? Yes, it is. It is less than a block from my house. Antonio, great to see you. Very careful with snakes. Yes, a lot of rattlesnakes in the Sonoran Desert. Yes, I imagine so. Gotta be careful. So let's practice the sentence. I live near train tracks. I live near train tracks. And let's try it again, even at a faster pace. I live near train tracks. Great. Well done, everyone. So, good morning, Shaji. Great to see you. Anna says, yes, it's a frog, but yes, I'm afraid. Okay, well, you know, it's whatever. I'm not judging. No judgment on my part. So, Michelle, you don't see snakes. We have quite a few snakes where I live. We don't have poisonous snakes so much. Rattlesnakes, we do have them, but not a lot. We don't have poisonous snakes very often. So our next word is pray. Pray. And I wanted you to see that there are different ways to spell this long A. So we have the A by itself in snake. We have the AI, train. And then we also have the AY, pray. Pray. So let's read the sentence for pray. We pray for a vaccine for the virus. We pray for a vaccine for the virus. And let's try it even faster. We pray for a vaccine for the virus. Okay, so I am entrusting that you are practicing these words as I'm saying them, and you are mirroring my sentences. We do pray for a vaccine for the virus. And there was some promising news yesterday. A couple, at least here in the United States, a couple of different manufacturers have developed vaccines that are about 94% effective. And currently, the data is showing minimal side effects. So that is a wonderful thing. The governor in my state actually just released that we're almost to the point of a full lockdown like what we were back in March, because it's not very good where I'm living at currently for the pandemic. Okay, so let's move on to the long E vowel sound. The long E vowel sound. The tip for this sound is to have your tongue in a forward position, again with the body of the tongue near the tooth ridge. The tongue is going to be higher in the mouth for this sound than for any other vowel in English. So the E, the long E vowel sound, your tongue is at the highest position in the mouth compared to all other vowels. You've got ah, which is a very low vowel, and E, which is a very high vowel, the highest vowel. Let's try it again. E, E. You can also feel there's tension in your tongue as well. Because the tongue is so high, your jaw is relatively closed when you pronounce this song. E. The sides of your tongue are going to touch the top side teeth during the sound. E. And you can feel that. E. My tongue tends to touch more on the right side than the left. E. Cheese. Oh, Alyssa. Yes, cheese is a word that uses the long E vowel sound, and it's spelled with the double E. Fantastic. Cheese. The tongue is higher in the mouth, like I said earlier, for this sound than for any other vowel in English. Because the tongue is so high, we keep our jaw relatively closed. This is a repeat of the slide, but I wanted just to help you really get this concept that our jaw is pretty closed for this sound compared to, like I said, the ah and the ah. Really open. Ah, the short A vowel sound. You have to really open that mouth. B, yes, B is it's all about the cheese. So I did not use that word though for long E in the lesson. Here is our first example. Again, I want you to look at both the spelling and we're going to practice the long E. Beat, beat, beat. So here is a sentence. I feel beat. There's a couple of different ways that this sentence can be used, so I wanted to give you some context. So let's say you're actually participating in a competition and you're not doing well. You can say, I feel beat. I feel I'm going to be beat. And you could also use this sentence to say, I feel beat, meaning I feel tired. I feel beat. When you feel really tired, you can say, I feel beat. So let's try it again. More quickly. I feel beat. Okay, long E. Now, I could not teach the long E vowel sound without using the word teach or teacher. Let me back up for a moment. We have a question here. Mostly wants to know how I feel beat. Okay, you could feel beat if you are tired. You can also feel beat if things are piling up on you and you feel like there's no way that you're going to be able to win in a situation. You feel beat. Okay, so what will Robin teach us next? So let's slow it down. Teach, teach. So different going from eat, each. A little bit different movement there. Teach. What will Robin teach us next? Now you try. Okay, and let's speed it up. What will Robin teach us next? What'll Robin teach us next? I did it even more quickly there. What'll Robin teach us next? That is one of the effects of co-articulation. Okay, here is a different way to spell the long E, the double E, just like in Alyssa's word of choice, which is cheese. Weep. 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 Now with the E, our lips do spread. E. E. Weep. So let's just do a little exercise, okay? Let's try I, A, E. I, A, E. You can feel your mouth and how it moves. I, E. One exercise that I will often do with patients who are at the hospital who have experienced a traumatic brain injury or a stroke. We will practice the vowel sounds and we will say ooh, e, because you move from the lip rounding with your lips forward to the lips spread. It's a great exercise for your muscles in your mouth. Ooh, e. Oh, Antonio, you feel beat from your heart? So, okay, let's take a look at that sentence. I feel the beat. Oh, I feel the beat from my heart. Okay, now I understand. I didn't read it correctly at first. I feel the beat from my heart. Or you could say, I feel the beat of my heart. I feel the beat of my heart. I feel the beat from my heart. Either would work. Yes. Since I am now trying to be healthy, I've begun exercising again. I used to be very fit and I'm trying to get fit again. And last night I was doing some exercising that included salsa dancing and other Latin dances. And I could feel my heartbeat pretty hard. It was racing. My heart was racing. Weep. Let's get back to this. The girl began to weep. The girl began to weep. 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 Let's try it a little speedier. The girl began to weep. Now, weep is a word that means cry, but when you weep, you are having significant amount of tears coming out of your eyes down your face. Weep. Okay, the girl began to weep. There's also a tree that's called a weeping willow, and I feel they are beautiful trees. I don't see them very often anymore. When I was a kid, I used to like to swing on the branches of a weeping willow. So let's now move on to the long I vowel sound. Are you guys there? Are you asleep? I don't know. There isn't a lot of activity or chatter in the chat box, so don't forget to ask those questions. The long I vowel sound. Now let's take a look at how we pronounce the long I. The long I, which is transcribed here, is a 2-sound vowel that ends in a brief Y sound. I. So you're moving from E. I. Anna's here. We've seen a bunch of tears. Yes, a bunch of tears for weeping. I. This is my I, and it uses the long I vowel sound to say it. I. So let's take a look at a few words. At the beginning of the sound, the tongue is low and it touches the bottom side teeth. So let's get into that position. Act like you're going to say the long I, but don't say anything yet. Your mouth opens and your tongue is touching the bottom side teeth. Then, as your jaw closes slightly, the body of your tongue is going to move upward until it's near that tooth ridge again, similar to the position of a Y sound. I. Good to see. Thanks for the wave, Alyssa. The front sides of the tongue touch the inside of the top side teeth. I. And this reminds me, here is our first target word that we are going to say. So, Alyssa and friends, we are going to say right. Right. There is a slang that is ite, which means all right, ite, or right, or kind of like saying, yes, do you agree? Is that okay? Ite. That's a slang. So our word is right. Let's try our sentence. Turn right at the evergreen tree. Turn right at the evergreen tree. Let's try it even faster. Turn right at the evergreen tree. Maybe that was a bit too fast, right? Right. And right can be a direction. It can also mean correct. Lots of things. Okay, now I have a tricky word. So I have 2 words that sound the same but have different spelling. We have right, as in R-I-G-H-T. Then there is right, R-I-T-E, which here is our context in our sentence. Puberty is a rite of passage to adulthood. Hey Dee, nice to see you. And Alex, there to spell right a third way, which would be W-R-I-T-E. I write my name. And I believe I have a video about these words. I think I'll have to check. I've been doing a lot of short lessons on TikTok and Instagram, which leads me to taking a quick break to remind you, if you do not already follow me, please check out my personal YouTube channel. I am putting together some great new videos for Learn English with Cheri, my YouTube channel. It is listed below. If you look below the video feed, you'll see my social media. I have my YouTube channel. I have Instagram where I do live videos, and I also will then have shorter videos that are lessons, and I am on TikTok as well. So you have 3 different ways to follow me on social media and get access to some lessons and resources. So puberty is a rite of passage to adulthood. Are there cultural traditions where you live that are rites of passage? If there are, please share in the chat box. I would love to hear that. So for example, in the United States, the 16th birthday is an important birthday. It is the age that most states will allow teenagers to acquire a driver's license? 16. So the age of 16 is a rite of passage, and we refer to it as the Sweet 16. Sweet 16. So sometimes there will be special birthday celebrations that are very large for, usually girls will have a big sweet 16th birthday party, and everyone wears very fancy clothing. They will dress up for the big sweet 16th birthday party. Okay, so let's move on to our next word, which is, yes, rite is a ceremony. Yes, it is a ceremony. So if you are at church, you have maybe there's ceremonies there. You hear about the rites that you receive when you are going to pass away. They have specific prayers or rites that they give to an individual who is going to die. Different religions have different ceremonies, of course. Okay, so we have kite. 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 So our sentence here is a sentence that can be taken literally. It can also be used as an idiom. That is, go fly a kite. Go fly a kite. Go fly a kite. So we could be telling someone, go fly a kite, like get a kite and go and fly it. But the idiom, go fly a kite, means to tell someone, go away, go fly a kite. I don't want to listen to you right now. I don't want to talk to you. I don't want to see you. Go fly a kite. It's a nicer way of maybe saying what you would say if you were cursing at someone. Go fly a kite. Okay, so let's move on to the long O vowel sound. Let me get another drink. I wish I could give up caffeine, but I can't. I guess I could, but it's really difficult. Let's go. Yes, long O vowel sound. Perfect. So guys, for the rest of the lesson, let's start to share some words that you think have these. But first, we are going to practice pronouncing the long O. It's also a 2-sound vowel that ends in a brief W sound. Oh, you round your lips. Oh, 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 oh. Our lips are rounded with this sound. The body of the tongue is pushed back, and it's more in a lower to mid mouth position, and your bottom teeth can be felt along the sides of your tongue. So let's focus on what your tongue feels like. Oh, oh, you can kind of feel some tenseness there, and you can feel the sides of your bottom teeth. Oh. Again, my tongue touches the right side more so than the left. It's not that uncommon to have one side of your body be a little bit stronger than the other. Oh, yes. Oh sounds like toe, row, mo. So the sound moves into a W sound by raising the jaw slightly and closing the lips into a small circle. Oh, oh. Yes, Antonio, the right to baptism, the last rites is what is given to someone who is going to die, the last rites, and the right to baptism. Okay, so the body of the tongue moves upward until the tongue is near the back of the hard palate. So let me give a little bit of a description. Let's take the tip of your tongue and push it up against the roof of your mouth. And if you push it up at the front of your mouth, it feels hard. That's your palate. The roof of your mouth, the top of your mouth, is called the palate. Towards the front, it's hard, bony. There's bone there from your jaw and basically your mandible and maxilla. That's hard. If you push your tongue back, scrape the tip of your tongue back towards the back of your mouth, you feel that it's not as hard anymore. The tissue becomes more soft. That is the soft palate. Towards the back of your mouth is the soft palate on the top, and then towards the front, it's a hard, bony piece, and that's the hard palate. So the body of your tongue moves upward until the tongue is near the back of the hard palate. Oh. Okay. So here we go. We are going to practice some words. Let's start with the word note. 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 I got in trouble for passing a note. I got in trouble for passing a note. I did. When I was in school, I did get in trouble for passing notes. That was something that I enjoyed doing with my friends, was passing notes. Of course, now the kids don't pass notes. They text each other on their phones secretly. Some kids can text from their phone with their phone in their pocket, and they can have their hand in their pocket and text without ever looking. I think that's crazy, but they can do it. Our next word, which is spelled with a different, see here we have note, which is the O, another letter, the consonant plus E. Then we have OW, row, row. Were you at the end of the row? Let's practice that. O, row. This is a tough word, guys. The R is hard to say. Row, row. You're going to feel your lips row. Move twice. O. Because it starts with the which there's some lip rounding. Then it's going to move to the O and then the W that's at the end. Row. That's a tough one. Were you at the end of the row? Let's try it again. Were you at the end of the row? Okay, guys, you're doing great. We are near the end. You can do it. Our next way to spell the O sound is with the OA phonemes. Coat, coat, coat. So round and rough. Coat, round, ow, and rough, different. Those are different. So you're looking at with rough, that is a short U vowel sound, rough. Ow is a diphthong. Ow. Coat, coat. So we have coat, wrote, boat, moat, tote, toe, go, so, bow. He needs a new coat. I think I want to buy a new coat for winter this year. Okay, so now let's move on to the long U vowel sound. Oats, yes, oats. Who eats oats for breakfast? My good friend is always saying he had oats for breakfast. And I'm like, I know creamed wheat used to be popular when I was young, and then oats as an oatmeal is popular. Yes, Michelle. Low and so. Hello, Layla. Good morning, Layla. You are not too late. You are here. Low and so would definitely apply to that sound. Oh. Alyssa, do you like to eat oats for breakfast? Let me know. What do you guys like to eat for breakfast? What do you eat in your country? You know what I had this morning? I had a half of a slice of pumpkin pie. That was my breakfast. Gertrudis, you love oats? Good morning, Layla. I had pumpkin pie for breakfast. I like pumpkin pie. I made some pumpkin pie for my daughter's birthday meal that we had last night. Okay, so let's talk about the long U and how to pronounce the long U sound. It is a 2-sound vowel that is similar to a Y sound followed by an U sound. So you. Nasi goreng for breakfast. Anna, please explain to me what that is. What does that consist of? Michelle, you eat, okay, so you would say I eat toast. You don't need to add the S to make that plural. It's just toast. Whether you eat 1 slice or 2 slices, you can signal exactly what it is by saying I have 2 slices of toast. I have toast. Okay? You. Yes. You. That comes from a song that I like to listen to. You. It's a fun dance song. Bread, oats, fruits, eggs, and orange juice. Gertrudis, you're making me hungry. And of course, Layla eats cheese and oats. Alyssa, do you have cheese for breakfast? My kids like to make scrambled eggs. So you crack the egg into a bowl, you scramble it, and then as you are cooking it on the stove, you add cheese to it. That's what they like. So the long U begins with the jaw mostly closed. The tip of the tongue is very close to that tooth ridge again. Mostly closed. Don't say the sound, but just place your mouth as if you're going to say the sound. And you can get a feel for where they're talking about there. Fried rice. Okay. No problem, Anna. Fried rice. Excellent. The sound transitions into the oo sound from you by closing the lips into a small circle. You. While lowering the front of the tongue. So let's feel that. You. Okay. You can feel that tongue lower. You. At the same time as the front of the tongue lowers, the back of the tongue raises. You. Okay, I can feel that. Let's try it. You. A little different than you. It's good to elongate these vowels when you're practicing them so you can really feel what your mouth is doing. Okay, Dwee, you like that as well? Yes, we go through a lot of eggs at my house. A lot of eggs. Layla, thank you. I really enjoy our lessons every week. Thank you so much for you guys that you are supporting us here, and I appreciate it. So at the same time as the front of the tongue lowers, the back of the tongue raises. So Alyssa likes scrambled eggs mixed with cheese as well. Or do you go through a lot of eggs at your house, Alyssa? Because we do. I buy 18 eggs, and sometimes that doesn't last a whole week. But I do have 4 hungry children at my house, teenagers, and my oldest is 21. So they eat like there's no tomorrow. Have you ever heard of that phrase? Eat like there's no tomorrow, or drink like there's no tomorrow. Yeah, they eat like there's no tomorrow. Youth, flute. Yes, Anna. Yes, those are great examples of words that have the long U. So our word is unicorn. Unicorn. Here's an example of a word that has the long vowel sound at the beginning of the word. Unicorn. Unicorn. When I was young, I liked unicorns. I did. There is a movie that's called Legend. Or no, maybe it's Labyrinth. I'd have to remember. But there were unicorns in this movie. The actor's name was Tom Cruise. He was very young then. Now he's not. But he, in this movie, it was a fantasy film, and there were unicorns. And the unicorns were being hunted for their magical horns. Suit. Suit. Ooh, suit. We're talking about U, the long U sound here. If it was suit, then it would be the long U, but it's ooh, suit, so that's different. Okay? Irish oats. What are Irish oats, Antonio? I'm not familiar with that. Whenever I hear Irish added to anything, I always just assume that maybe it means there's alcohol added, but that's probably not an appropriate thing for me to think. But maybe there's Irish oats, meaning that the oats are grown in Ireland. That could be. If you can describe that to me, I'd appreciate it. Unicorn. Cute. 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 The puppy was cute. Okay, Alyssa, yes, you are a fabulous unicorn. Huevos, rancheros, and jerky beef. Excellent. That is your breakfast. Okay. Oh, boat is the long O sound, Layla. We did study that earlier. And you've got me curious here. So I'm going to take a look at something. One moment. I want to see. I'm just looking at a word here. Talk amongst yourselves about what you like to eat for breakfast. I will tell you, my breakfast varies, but okay, so I like to eat sweet things for breakfast. That is a downfall of mine, because it's not good for you. So suit is a long U sound. Suit is the long U. I wanted to confirm with that. Suit. Fruit, root, the long U. The puppy was cute. So that is our sentence. Let's practice that sentence. The puppy was cute. Cute. Haha, Layla, thank you. Antonia, you roasted your own green coffee. That's amazing. Jonathan likes eggs with cheese as well. Is that cheese, Jonathan? You have a Q there, so I'm kind of not sure. Michelle, okay, we need to fix your sentence. I am the most old pupil. Let's change that to make that grammatically correct, okay? Let's change it to say, I am the oldest pupil. Oldest. That would be the correct way to say that. You could also say, I am the wisest pupil, because you have lived more years and you've gained wisdom. Antonio loves spinach omelets too. Okay, our next target word is rude. 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 I find rude people annoying. I find rude people annoying. And this is a true statement, which is another word that has our vowel in it. True. I have a few pet peeves. A pet peeve is something that you find annoying, you do not like. And it would be things like nails on the chalkboard, that sound, that's a pet peeve. I don't like rude people. I get frustrated when I see people being rude and there isn't a reason to be rude. And Gertrudis says that she wins the award for the oldest pupil here. I don't know that. You guys would have to figure that out amongst yourselves. Okay, so we're going to wrap things up here. We're going to do a few activities at the end, just a few practice words. But pronunciation of the vowel sounds in running speech can be challenging. We do know that. Thank you. Yes, Layla. And on the flip side, I've been a student and I've had some teachers who could be pretty rude to students as well. So it can work both ways. Most languages have fewer vowel sounds than English. So for that reason, it adds another layer of complexity to learning the English vowel sounds. So let's practice this sentence. I want to get the blue tool. We have the long U sound twice. Blue tool. I want to get the blue tool. Okay, here's our next one. Read this out loud or repeat after me. I should have closed my eyes. 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 My children say this to me. If we have one bathroom in our house and 4 kids, so there are times when someone needs to come in the bathroom and you're in there and they'll come in and I'll be getting out of the shower or something before I grab and they say, I should have closed my eyes. Right? So yeah, I remember when I was a kid and if I saw my parents, I would say the same thing. So I should have closed my eyes. We are going to condense that into a contraction, should have. Okay, so now let's do an exercise. This is where you are going to participate, students. So let's listen. We have 2 words, and I am going to say a word. You are then going to put the letter of the word in the chat box. Are you ready? Let's give it a go. Your word is read. 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 Is it A or B? Read. So apparently, Gertrudis is older than Michelle. Read. Have some answers coming in here. Miriam, great to see you. Thanks for being here. Okay, it sounds like we have a lot of winners here. Yes, the answer is B, read. We have the long I in letter A, ride and read. Ride, read, read, ride. If you say them quickly, they do sound somewhat similar. Ride, read. Ride, read. Don't read while you ride your bike, Jonathan. That would not be safe. Here's our next exercise. We have 2 words. Please choose A or B. Here we go. Pony. 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 So, did I say A or B? Pony. There's a song that I like to dance to that has this word in the title. Good. Here come the answers. Thank you, Antonio, for explaining that. Yes, everyone, the answer is A, pony. Pony. And moving on, we have A or B. Cry. 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 A or B? Don't cry. I probably say that at least once a day at my school because my students are 3, 4, 5, and 6 years old. So there's usually at least one child crying during the school day. Yes, Gertrudis is the wisest. Well, she should be. The more years you have, the more you should learn from life, right? Yes, the answer is A, cry. Cry. Okay, so let's fill in the blank. I would like for you to use a word in the blank that has a long vowel sound. I'm not looking for one specific word. I want you to come up with a word that has the long vowel sound. Yes, Layla, I would agree. Sometimes it's hard to not feel sad when you hear someone crying. Miriam, try, don't cry. I love that. That's awesome. I always try to validate my students' feelings because they're crying for a reason. They're expressing something. So when people always say, don't cry, well, that's their expression. That's how they're feeling. So I try to validate those feelings first and then try to help them feel better. It does not have to have 6 letters. I just use that amount of blanks. Any word that is appropriate for the sentence that has a long vowel sound in it. He is a cute baby. Yes, and Layla, you gave 2 words, so that's fine too. He is a cute baby. We've got cute with the long U, and baby has the long E at the end, baby. So Michelle, it can be a word with any amount of letters as long as it has one long vowel sound in it. He is a I'll tell you what word I was thinking of when I wrote this sentence. Okay, Nirmala, welcome. Thanks for being here. Nirmala, there is not a long vowel sound in either of those words. We need a long vowel sound. A-E-I-O-U. Mad, man, 2 short vowel sounds. Antonio, success. Success. Those are 2 short vowel sounds as well. Makes sense, but you need a word that has a long vowel sound. Michelle, he is a geek. Yes, that has a long vowel sound. It is spelled G-E-E-K, double E. And I always tell my children that nerds rule the world. Nerds or geeks. Geeks rule the world. Geeks are very smart individuals. Rude guy. He is a rude guy. That's an appropriate those 2 words are appropriate. He is a geek. Yes, Michelle. Rude guy. I'll wait just a moment to see what else we have. My lesson is going long today, students. I apologize for that. So, are you, let's see here. Looks like my video stream is lagging. Are you guys able to see me and hear me okay? It looks like everything's fine. Nice child. That's a great one. I, long I. He is a nice child. Okay, so Alex, doctor, that's a short vowel sound. I was thinking creep. He is a creep. E, long E. He is a creep. Of course, none of you are creeps. All right, so let's continue. Thank you so much for coming to the lesson today. I will continue to wait just a moment to see if anyone else has a word that they want to add to this sentence. And reminder to you, I do have my Instagram, which is listed here, Learn English with Cheri. I am also on TikTok. And finally, I do have my own YouTube channel, Learn English with Cheri. And cheese lover. Yes. Where did she go? Where did Alyssa go? That's great, Anna. I will be uploading a cooking video. I made a meal last night that was delicious, that had a lot of cheese in it, and I will be uploading that to YouTube, maybe even this evening. So thank you so much for coming. I appreciate it, and I hope that you found the lesson helpful to you, and keep practicing. Be patient with yourself. Don't compare your journey to becoming an English speaker to anyone else's journey. Everyone's journey is different, and that's okay. You're welcome, Alex. And so you said, thank you very much for helping me to learn English. I'm not sure what divertido is. Thank you so much. I'm working on my Spanish myself, Alex. You're welcome, Alyssa. Okay. And yes, where is Sleepwalker? I have not seen Sleepwalker at my lessons for a while. HD is a sleepwalker. And thanks, guys. Welcome. And I hope you have a great week. I'll see you soon. Take care. And be kind to one another. Goodbye, everyone.